A Bell for Ursli. An explanation. All through the summer in the Engadine Mountains of Switzerland, the cattle feed in the mountain meadows carrying bells around their necks. The calves have little bells and the cows have big ones. When they come into their sheds for the winter, the bells are taken off. In March, when the winter is over, the spring festival comes and the bells are rung in the village to celebrate the end of the cold, dark days. All the boys march in procession through the street, each one carrying the biggest bell he can, and they ring their bells to drive the winter away and welcome back the sunny spring. And the village people smile and fill the bells with cakes and nuts and apples. But only the big boys can carry the big bells, and the little boys come at the tail of the procession carrying little calf bells. This is the story of Ursli and the adventure he has when the spring festival comes around and he decides that he is old enough to have a big bell for the first time. High in the mountains, far and blue, there lives a small boy, just like you. See the wee village, poor but neat? His is the last house in the street. The house is old and snug and small, with pictures painted on the wall. Look closer. Do you see those two? Standing there, dressed in red and blue? A man and a wife with one small son. His name is Ursli. See him run. Yes, here is our mountain boy, you see, quite like a man, you must agree. Upon his head a pointed hat, the mountain too is shaped like that. It's made of soft wool from the sheep. That now is Ursli's stable sleep, for Ursli's mother spins, weaves stitches, and knits his shirt and hat and breeches. His father has the boots to make, and toils all day for Ursli's sake. But Ursli helps his father too, as much as any man would do. Waters the cows and brings them hay, cleans out the stalls by break of day. When mother calls him to the house, Ursli comes scurrying like a mouse, to bring the yoke with water pails, or help to cook he never fails, to milk his friend the goat, and see the milk froth white as white can be. When he's done everything he's able, in house and yard, in shed and stable, he rushes out with a cheerful noise to play with all of the village boys. Today he tells them he must borrow a bell that he can ring tomorrow in the procession of the bells. See how the pride young Ursli swells. He thinks he'll get one large and loud and help the big boys lead the crowd. Uncle Gion's a farmhouse all, the boys for bells have come to call. Good uncle quickly brings them out, and everyone begins to shout, "This big one's mine, I want the best." Ursli is pushed behind the rest, and when at last the front he gains, the tiniest Tinkle Bell remains. Now he sheds sad and bitter tears, he'll be a laughing stock, he fears. The boys already laugh and boo, "Tinkle Bell Ursli, look at you! When the procession marches by, Tinkle Bell Ursli, you'll be last." The boys go off, they all despise him. Poor Ursli's bell quite horrifies him. He'd hoped to march in front this year, not with the small boys in the rear. In front the fine young men march proudly, swinging their bells and singing loudly. They lead the way with clang and yell, past every stable, every well. In every house they march about, ringing to drive the winter out. And then with all their might they sing, to welcome back the happy spring. Then everybody's glad and thrilled, with nuts and cakes the bells are filled. But outside in crisp cold snow the little boys must wait, you know. With little calf bells back they come, and bring their empty pockets home. Ursli's no calf intends to be Tinkle Bell Ursli, no, not he. He's ready to do anything, but all ideas have been taken wing. He thinks and thinks, then gives a hop. The summer hut on the mountain top, there is a nail there used to hang as big a bell as ever rang. As quick as thought he's on his way, no fears would make our Ursli stay. He braves dark forests, footpaths steep, the narrow bridge, the chasm deep. But soon his burst of joy is done. As he climbs higher near the sun, the snow is melting, in he sinks above his knees. Poor Ursli thinks he's going to cry, but who will hear? No one crying will bring mother near. Perhaps the great bell, after all, no longer hangs upon the wall. If it's not there, he thinks in sorrow, whatever should I do tomorrow? But forward go his steps again, and now the hut grows near and plain, glowing beneath the sunset light as Ursli sees it come in sight. The hard climb's done, he's here at last, but now he finds the door shut fast. Nor will his shaking move the thing, the key is kept on father's ring. Still there's the window, Ursli's thin, he can just manage to squeeze in. The nail's still there, and on it, yes, the great bell hangs, as we can guess. Tinkle Bell Ursli, see him grin. Oh, how they'll stare when I walk in. He scrambled on the bed and stretched up high on the wall, and down it's fetched, heavy and round, how fine to see. A belt of flowered embroidery to hang it from, with clasp of gold, and how it rings so clear and bold. But now he's hungry as can be. He looks all around, what can he see? Ah, hanging up above the dishes, a loaf, the very thing he wishes. Then he sits down, it's grand to eat, but he's tired out from head to feet, and since he's free from every care, slumber comes softly, light as air. The bed of straw, a cozy nest, in deep sound sleep can Ursli rest. Now in the valley far below, the house and stable homeward go, tired men and beasts to dream at ease. But underneath the mountain trees, small fox and chamois, deer and hare, out in the snow must coldly fare. There in the moonlight they can trace child footprints on the earth's white face, and up the snow track softly creeping, they reach the hut and Ursli sleeping. Fox pricks his ears and says to deer, what can that boy be doing here? Mother is waiting, darkness reigns, small stars shine through the window panes. She looks all around in street and square to see if Ursli's hiding there, while father by the stove sits down and asks quite crossly for his son. But though at every house they call, no one has seen the boy at all. Now everybody seeks all over, but still no Ursli they discover. In vain the lantern lights in gloom, it beams do not bring Ursli home. His anxious parents, worn and sad, go home again without their lad. They sit and watch the pine logs burn, and still their boy does not return. Poor mother weeps, the clock ticks on. Alas, where has young Ursli gone? Father can't settle anyhow. He starts to carve his son a cow. The village sleeps, but wide awake they sit and wait for day to break. Now swiftly flies the deep dark night, the mountain sees the sun's first light, and as the sunny morning breaks, young Ursli rubs his eyes and wakes, and he must at once be on his way, whatever will his parents say. He takes the bell, quick see him go, running across the firm hard snow, for overnight it froze again, on mountain, pasture, wood and plain. The animals flee far and wide, so swift in Ursli's homeward stride. A twinkling, and as you can see, before his own carved door stands he. 3 times he bangs the knocker down, and footsteps to the door have flown. Quick at the latch his mother tugs, her darling son she sees and hugs, while Ursli climbs her skirt and clings, arms and bell round her neck he clings. The bell's procession on its way, and who is at the front? Hooray! It's little Ursli, ding-dong-dell, who has by far the biggest bell, and everyone is full of joy to see once more that little boy. To dinner now the 3 sit down. Vanished is every care and frown, and Ursli, his adventure past, tells all that happened first to last, and how he has escaped from shame. Father's too overjoyed to blame. Mother brings chestnuts piping hot, with cream poured over, such a lot. And while they watched him happily, young Ursli eats enough for 3.